Edmure Tully may have gained 2 Lannister captives, but he lost 208 men. He caused Stannis Baratheon to lose the Battle of Blackwater, and he may have just caused Robb Stark to lose the war. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and I think it's fair to say that Edmure Tully is an idiot. I mean, all that lost just to gain 2 Lannisters. 2 shite Lannisters, may I add at that.
2 Lannisters that aren't worth a damn. Tywin wouldn't even give them the reekiest shite, let alone entertain the fact of getting them back.
Yeah, now, if he lost all these men, if he gave the Iron Throne the advantage in the war, and if he caused Stannis to lose Blackwater, but it meant he captured Jaime and Cersei Lannister, then I think you could certainly say it was worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
But when he captures Martin and Willem Lannister, who nobody, I mean, does Tywin even know these guys are real?
Does he even know the Poppy Martin?
Does he, I mean, Tywin Lannister doesn't even know these guys exist.
Who are they to him? Is it his brother's children?
I believe it's like a secondary cousin to Joffrey.
So who is it to him though? Who is it to Tywin?
It's like a distant nephew or something, isn't it?
Is it
well, a second nephew, a distant second nephew or something.
Robb Stark's right for burying this guy. But then he couldn't bury him because he's like, you know what, actually I need you to marry one of the Freys because I couldn't.
I need you to do what I couldn't do and marry one of the ugly ones.
It's just all convenient though. Oh, we won this wee war against the Lannisters and we made them retreat just in time so they could get back and defeat Stannis.
Yes,
so it's very convenient.
So Robb Stark has the battle. He has the strategy all planned out. He wants to lure Gregor Clegane. He wants to lure Tywin away from King's Landing. He wants to get them as far away as possible. But Edmure Tully went on the attack. That caused Gregor Clegane and that caused Tywin to then retreat. They went back to Blackwater. They got back in time with their remaining forces to push back Stannis, who was about to sack the city. He was about to take over, and I believe Joffrey's head would have been on a spike and everything would have been great, and we would have had Stannis leading, and some people might argue that's not a great thing, but I think it certainly would be a better thing than the Lannisters in control. So we could have had that, but Edmure Tully in the end, he decided that it was worth killing a bunch of, and I mean, he did eliminate probably about, what, 500,000 Baratheon or, you know, Lannister, Iron Throne men, Clegane men. He did get about 500 of them dead, but he also lost 208 men of his own. He didn't manage to capture anybody relevant. He didn't take any prisoners that were relevant or that he could bargain with or negotiate with. And the 2 main guys that you want to capture, Gregor Clegane and Tywin, he didn't get any of them. He just pushed them back to safety, and in the end, yeah, it kind of screwed what Robb Stark was doing, because Robb Stark's whole plan was to try and lure them in and let them believe they were winning that battle and then capture them, take them out. But Edmure Tully didn't see the bigger picture.
He didn't see the bigger picture. I would just like to see all this happen in front of our very eyes, by the way. I get it. It was a good reveal at the end of Blackwater that Tywin and co had saved them. And therefore, if you show them retreating from, you know, the Riverlands, wherever they were at this stage, then you would know they've gone their way back to the King's Landing. But Game of Thrones has got a weird fetish with a lot of things, but it's got a weird fetish with off-screen battles.
Yes, now here's another thing. Before any massive Game of Thrones fans jump in here and go, oh, you're not telling the story fully, or you missed out this little bit, or you missed out this detail. First of all, right, we didn't read the books 100 times because we're not sad. We don't have enough time.
Books are shite.
No offence, right? So we've not read each book 100 times, so we don't know what happens in the books. We've only watched this once, and unfortunately, the show pretty much 9 out of the 10, every time there's a battle, the show doesn't even show it.
Yep.
So the only thing you can really tell is the dialogue between the characters. You have to piece together dialogue, and like, somebody might be talking about a battle in episode 1, and somebody else might talk about that same battle in episode 6. So there, 6 episodes later, you're trying to piece together 2 bits of dialogue to try and work out what actually happened in that battle. I mean,
yeah, what I think's interesting as well is, like, it takes you to, like, what, episode 7 of season 3 to find out that Tywin was actually Hand of the King, to the Mad King. It's like, that doesn't even get... I mean, and that's ages ago.
Nah, I'm pretty sure we knew that already.
When? Name me when he fucking said it.
Well, I can't name a time, but I'm pretty sure.
I'd be willing to bet big money Tywin never disclosed that.
Well, how do you think Jaime Lannister managed to fucking stab him in the back then? Why do you think Jaime Lannister was there?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not what you're saying.
It's stuff that gets pieced together and you have to listen out for it.
You're trying
We've not heard it for Tywin himself that he was Hand of the King.
So how do you think Jaime Lannister was in a position to stab him in the back and everybody knew he was the king?
Jaime Lannister's not the Hand of the King.
Why is he fucking Tywin's son?
What?
Nah, come on.
So why is Jaime Lannister there?
Because it's Tywin's son, why is he not there?
Is he picking up after their shite? Let me know what's going on.
You've completely fumbled.
Fumbled?
You fumbled.
I fucking hit a Hail Mary, man.
No, you haven't.
See, as long as those 5 teams and I hit the money, lad, I'm in the money. No, I think the show's just not done a really good job, though, of it, like, these battles. We need... Like, add it to Blackwater, right? And I totally respect that, like, if you have, like, 5 watered-down battles, then Blackwater's not going to feel as special, but at the same time, man, we need to do a bit... The show is just stop, start.
Right, well, here is... Let's see what happened. The prelude. In an attempt... Let's get this done.
Actually, another thing. Do you know in the premiere of Season 3 it actually showed you the battle of the White Walkers? But it's not in the episode. It was like some HBO...
Aftermath?
Prologue special.
Oh, did it? Alright, well, there you go.
I'll work out.
So
Why did we get to see that?
The Battle of the Fords. Let's talk about it. Prelude. In an attempt to lure Tywin away from Harrenhal and leave King's Landing open for an attack, Robb invaded the Westerlands, won a great victory at the Battle of the Oxcross. This left his army free to sack and pillage the northern Westerlands. Meanwhile, Robb left the remaining Stark Tully forces in the Riverlands under the command of Edmure Tully. The war dragged on in the Riverlands in a series of raids, counter-raids and skirmishes between Edmure's forces based at Riverrun and Tywin's forces based at Harrenhal to the east. Robb's offensive in the Westerlands eventually succeeded in luring a Lannister army led by Gregor Clegane to march back to the west and attempt to force a passage over the Red Fork of the Trident River. Right, so that's the prelude. The battle. Gregor Clegane's forces seized control of Stone Mill, hoping to use it as a crossing site over the Red Fork. Edmure, commanding Robb's forces at and around Riverrun, decided to engage the Mountain's forces and prevent their crossing. The Lannisters withdraw from the area and Edmure also recaptures Stone Mill. Tactically, the battle has been an amazing success, inflicting 2-1 losses on the Lannisters and forcing Gregor Clegane to retreat from the Red Fork and back to Harrenhal. Tywin's young nephews William and Martin Lannister are taken hostage. So that's the actual battle there. I mean, that's what happened, so...
Yeah, but say we're not reading this off Wikipedia, we didn't fucking know that happened.
And the aftermath. Strategically, the battle had been a significant blunder. Robb's plan was to lure Gregor's forces further west into the Riverlands where they could be surrounded and destroyed. Edmure's attack instead allows Clegane and his army to escape. Gregor and his army soon abandon Harrenhal entirely to take part in the Lannister victory at the Battle of Blackwater, which would not have happened if Edmure had lured more Lannister forces into the west. So there you go, that's the prelude, the battle, and the aftermath.
Again, very good, but it's like, if you don't have Wikipedia and a sad nerd writing all this up, would you have a clue watching the show? I mean, you would to some degree, but...
I think it'd be very hard on your first watch of the show. Now, maybe if you're a Game of Thrones fanatic, right, and you're going to re-watch this through and through a lot of times, then that's different. But if you're watching this, right, because I don't think it matters what show you're watching, I think it is hard to piece together all of this through one watch through.
I agree.
Because no matter what show it is, I think you always gain from watching it a second time. Even when I'm watching shows that I've watched multiple times, sometimes like Sons and Breaking Bad, sometimes you'll pick up on something after like a 4th or 5th watch through that you didn't get before.
The problem is, you've got that many stories being told in Game of Thrones, like, if you were just watching, like, this battle, instead of, oh, let's switch to the Wall, let's switch to Daenerys, let's switch to Bronn and Bronn Stark, those jabronis up there. It's what it is, but that's this theory wrapped up.
Right,
Man.
see
Edmure made a big mistake.
See Game of Thrones, like, see if you want to know everything about it, see if you want to be deep, if you want to have control, if you want to be leading the line of the attack, I think you probably need to watch each episode about 4 times to pick up on everything.
That's a good show, though.
Anyway, was Edmure, was he at fault, was it an idiot? Aye, but you know what, he probably thought...
But did Robb Stark dumb it down for him? He's like, do not do it. See you in your room temperature IQ.
Maybe he doesn't think you. Maybe he thought he was dealing with Edmure Tully, not you. He didn't need to dumb it down. You know what I mean?
I know, but you know what I mean. Like, well, should he not have said here, we don't want you to attack them? Did Robb Stark explain that? He kind of just had to go up and like, well, why'd you do that? Well, if he thought probably just killing Lannisters and regaining control was a good thing.
Well, if he left him in control of the army, I'd like to think Edmure kind of knew what was happening. I like to think Edmure
Robb
knew.
Stark's young. He's not battle hardened.
But then again, sometimes the quarterback will call a different play for the coach.
Well, I think Edmure should have thrown a flag down once they found out these two went back to King's Landing.
Flag. Anyway, interference. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, let us know your thoughts down below. Edmure Tully. You know what? You may have fucked up, but at least they decided to marry one of those ugly women to make up for it, so...
Yeah.
He's a real man. He's a loyal man. He's a man that you want on our side, and we want you guys on our side, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.